Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and we have a big rumour that's also been seemingly debunked regarding Man of Tomorrow and who could possibly play Brainiac, because we know Brainiac is meant to be the villain in said movie. Now, the report is coming from Jeff Snyder, who then has kind of backtracked a little bit, but James Gunn has now come out to flat out call it all crap. But what is the rumour? Well, the new rumour claims that Dave Bautista is being eyed to play Brainiac in James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow. So the report comes from Jeff Snyder, adding another major name to the growing list of actors connected to the Superman sequel, which is said to include Matt Smith, Klaus Bang, whoever the hell he is, and Sam Rockwell. So I heard the Sam Smith one first time I heard of these other guys. So, though yet to be officially confirmed, Brainiac was said to be the film's villain, and casting chatter has ramped up as the project moves toward production. Bautista now joins a conversation that has already included the other rumoured contenders. So, according to Snyder, Bautista's name has come up in discussions surrounding Brainiac, and the actor is the frontrunner. Nothing is confirmed, and there's no word on a deal. So you can see Jeff Snyder is the one putting this stuff out there. And of course, we know that he really went after James Gunn with his rumours with Superman. So it's saying here, but the fact that his name is now being floated suggests DC Studios is still weighing multiple directions for the character. Now, that's everything that came about the idea of Bautista's name has been added to the list to play Brainiac. And of course it says Bautista has talked in the past about wanting to play Bane, which that pretty much is gone now because number one, he's a bit too old now to play Bane, but then the most significant thing is the size that he lost. So yeah, there's not a hope he would ever be playing Bane. However, now Gunn has responded directly to the rumour about all of this, not just Bautista, but all of it, casting wise more so. So let's have a look where it says James Gunn has responded directly to the latest casting rumour surrounding Man of Tomorrow, pushing back hard on claims that Dave Bautista is being considered for Brainiac. Gunn addressed the chatter after Jeff Snyder suggested Bautista was in the mix for the villain role. In a blunt response, Gunn made it clear the rumour is false and says the speculation has gotten ahead of reality. Gunn even goes so far as to suggest Brainiac might not even be the villain. If not, our guess is the center. Now, we do of course know that he's been teasing quite hard the idea that Brainiac is going to be the villain. He's pretty much had the drawing of like the brain on the script, all that kind of stuff. Everything has been leading towards Brainiac. And then there was something he put out recently that teased again Brainiac, and it was kind of the idea that, oh, we're definitely going with Brainiac. But the whole thing that has come out about it now is this. By the way, this is where we find out that Snyder's kind of backtracking a bit. So it says Jeff Snyder has stated that his comments suggesting the Guardians of the Galaxy star is the frontrunner to play DCU's Brainiac were taken out of context. Regardless, the filmmaker took the trades earlier today to set the record straight. Isn't it funny how Jeff Snyder apparently went out and said he's now the frontrunner, and now he's backtracking saying, well, I never said he was the frontrunner, I was taken out of context. How can you take this guy is the front runner to play this character? How exactly do you take that out of context? But this is what Gunn's full response was to this. So he says, oh boy, let's forget a moment. I've never said Brainiac was in the movie. I freaking love Dave Bautista, and I have many ideas for who he could play in the DCU. But he and I have never discussed a role in Man of Tomorrow, nor have we discussed it amongst ourselves at DC. In addition, truly none of the names from the 6 or 7 I've seen rumoured for a role have auditioned or been discussed at all. And he then added, in general, I'm just letting the silly rumours go, and this is certainly not the silliest I've heard recently, but Dave is a friend, and that makes it more irritating. So he's basically come out to like say no to this rumour because it's Bautista. The interesting thing to take away from that, though, is the fact that he says they have been discussing ideas of who he could play. So clearly he's looking to bring Bautista into the DCU in some way. Now, I don't think Bautista's going to get his dream casting of Bane, especially again since he lost all that size, but the fact that you have these names being put out there, by the way, the majority of names came from Daniel Richman, so, take no stock in that whatsoever. Then you have Jeff Snyder coming out. He's the one apparently who dropped Bautista's name and said he's the front runner, to which he's now backtracking saying, oh, that was taken out of context. Don't know how, when you literally said he's the front runner, but okay. And now James Gunn has come out to, number one, say I've never said Brainiac was in the movie. No, you haven't said it, but my Christ, are you doing everything to tease it? And that's the thing. You're drawing it onto your scripts, you're doing this, you're putting out all the hints that it's Brainiac. Plus, we know Brainiac had a post-credit scene in Superman that was cut out, which supposedly is now in Supergirl. Whether that's the case or not, we don't know. And of course, we do see the city being formed into pretty much the glass ball that we know Brainiac likes to collect cities with the destruction of Krypton. We've seen that in the Supergirl trailer, which would indicate that Brainiac is somewhere in this movie as well. So, don't know, like the city of Kandor, by the way. So, it's the question of, is Brainiac showing up? All the indications are yes. They did film a scene. Now, I don't think they had an actor portraying Brainiac in the scene, which I think is also why they cut it. It's kind of like if you remember when they first introduced Thanos, was that at the end of, which could have been Guardians, whichever movie it was that he first showed up in, he was fully like just a CGI character. He wasn't a motion character because they didn't know who was actually going to play him. Same thing could apply here for Brainiac, but the fact that maybe they've no one being the voice or anything, maybe that's why they've cut it. We don't know, but at the end of the day, everything is indicating that Brainiac is the villain. He is the one who's putting that stuff out there to make everyone say, well, they're like hinting and showing that it's going to be Brainiac. Now he's trying to say, I never said Brainiac was in the movie. Yeah, but you're pretty much hinting at it. But the idea that, Bautista could play it doesn't look like that's going to happen. This other guy, Klaus Bang, whoever he is, I did have to look him up, and I highly doubt he would be playing the character since he's 58 years of age. I don't think they're going to be going for somebody that old, but weirder things have happened, I suppose. But what do you guys think? Do you think Brainiac is still going to be the main villain in this movie? What do you think of the idea of Bautista potentially playing that character, or the likes of Matt Smith and whatnot? And what do you think about this? The rumours getting put out, then getting backtracked, and James Gunn responding. Which is funny where he says, I don't normally respond. He's responded to everything, but do let us know what you think about this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So, do like, share, subscribe, hit the hype button, check out memberships, all that good stuff. You know the drill. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.